Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a particular good evening and congratulations to all the nominees and eventual winners in this evening's awards. In case you're not familiar with Shima Wasabi, a quick overview of what we do and who we are. We're a small business based at Port Sorell on the beautiful northwest coast of Tasmania, and we grow, value add and market one of the world's most exotic and valuable spices, authentic Japanese wasabi. Primarily, we supply direct to the upper echelon of the Australian food service industry, and we count restaurants such as Key, Tetsuya's, Sepia and Jacques Ramond as our weekly customers. And increasingly, we're also supplying to food manufacturers, including Tasmania's own Ashgrove Cheese and Naturally Nichols. We've also exported our fresh wasabi products to around about 11 or 12 countries overseas, but unfortunately we've had to stop doing so in the last 12 months because we simply cannot keep up with demand from our domestic customers, and partly we blame the Telstra awards for that. This evening I thought I'd give you a quick overview of the incredible roller coaster ride we've been on since we were fortunate enough to win both state and national Telstra Business Awards last year. Although in reality, we actually got our tickets for the roller coaster ride a little bit over 2 years ago when our local council decided to rezone the land where we'd built our business, effectively forcing us to pack up and move somewhere else. My wife and I thought, since we have to move, why not take the opportunity to completely redesign a whole new business footprint, and at the time build in extra space and flexibility for future diversification. For some strange reason, we also took the decision at that time to, if we've got to completely pull down and shift our business and redesign it, why don't we design and build a whole new house from scratch at the same time? I don't know how much we've been drinking that night, but it must have been an awful lot. And so we found ourselves on the first hill of this roller coaster journey. You know, the one you're going up ever so slowly, filled with anticipation, you're wondering what the hell is on the other side. I don't know what it is, but it's going to scare the pants off us. And so it did. Life took off at a frenetic rate for us over the next 6 to 12 months as we had suppliers bringing in equipment from all around the world for our new specialty climate-controlled greenhouse we were building at Port Sorell, house plans, revisions going backwards and forwards. We were actually going pretty well to plan until about 12 months ago, when along came the Telstra Business Awards. You see, up until that stage, we'd always struggled a little bit with the old supply versus demand equation. Consistently, we'd been building the market, and so the market generally wanted just a little bit more of our wasabi products than we could produce. Then with all the publicity and credibility and carrying on from the Telstra Awards, demand and requests for our products more than tripled. We were absolutely knocked for a six, and it took us months and months of patiently and politely replying to all these intending and possible customers. Thank you, we love your interest, we love your business, we will do our very best to look after you, but at the moment we simply cannot. We were just absolutely swamped. Eventually the demand died down a little bit, and we finally got back on the steady of the roller coaster ride, and we started to think this is going all right. We finished our new climate-controlled greenhouse, and slowly but surely this roller coaster ground to a very nervous halt. We'd reached a day we had been fearing for months and months. It was time to pick up, pack, rack and stack, quite literally, 4,000 very valuable, very tender and very temperamental wasabi plants. Put them all onto the backs of trucks and shift them for over 100 kilometres to our new production site. It took over 3 weeks to do, and many willing and a few not so willing volunteers, but we eventually made it, and in the process we didn't lose too many of our very valuable plants. And so life started to settle down again. We'd moved into our new facility, and in the process we'd more than tripled our production capacity, we'd doubled our staff numbers, and we'd laid down a blueprint for the future of not only our own business, but the way wasabi could be grown internationally. We also finally got to move into our new house after a period of about 2 months where we were homeless. but that's another story due to builder delays and all those sorts of fun things. And so we thought this roller coaster ride's finally coming to an end and we can all settle down. But as fate would have it, there was one more twist yet to come. One thing we really noticed from our involvement with the awards and the ongoing media and publicity and so on was it really piqued interest in our business, not so much the products that we produce, but in our business as a business model and in our intellectual property. You see, over the years we developed an integrated hydroponic production system which even the Japanese, who have been growing wasabi for centuries, that's where it evolved, they said it couldn't be done, and yet we'd proved it could, and we were producing product quality and in a shorter time frame than anywhere else in the world had ever imagined possible. What this meant was we hit the radar big time internationally. And so over the last 6 months we have received several very interesting offers, particularly a couple of very lucrative offers to pack up and shift our operations interstate. But even beyond that, we've recently signed an agreement with a group of businesses in Malaysia, and hopefully I'll be over there in a couple of months overseeing their development of a wasabi industry with backing and financial support from the Malaysian government, and that industry will be built on our intellectual property. It's not that exciting yet, I haven't been paid, so it's still to come. But even beyond that, we've signed agreements with 2 biotechnology companies, one in New South Wales, another in Malaysia, and we have a third company in Thailand also discussing with us at the moment to produce wasabi plants using our elite genetics for sale to the world. These are all things that have come up in the last 12 months, things that we never saw in our own radar, and perhaps that's one of the best bits of advice I could ever give to someone in a business is just keep your ears and your eyes open. You may think you know where you're going, you may think you know where your business plan is taking you and where your market is taking you. But things just keep coming up out of left and right field all the time. And if you've got your ears and eyes open, you might end up consulting to the Malaysians, you never know. And so our roller coaster ride continues. It keeps throwing up twists and turns at us in every corner. While a lot of the time I think we're hanging on by the seat of our pants, one thing I do know for sure is there are a lot of excitement and a lot of opportunities yet to come to our small business. And as every business owner and operator in this room probably knows, we wouldn't want it any other way. Thank you.